Hey, and welcome back to the Lily Kathleen podcast. Now, before we jump into today's episode how blood sugar spikes can make premenstrual symptoms, so the symptoms that you experience right before your period, worse, and what to drink instead. Very interesting topic. Before we get into it, I do want to take a moment to send love and to support to anyone affected by Cyclone Alfred. Whether you or someone you love has been impacted, please know that my thoughts are with you. I'm scared myself because apparently Gold Coast is going to be hit as well, and that's where I'm located. Tough times like these remind us of how important our community is and how important it is to reach out to loved ones, people you care about, even to simply just check in with them and see if they are okay. So if you're listening, I do hope today's episode brings you a little bit of comfort during this difficult time if you are an Australian, especially on the Queensland coast here, and some knowledge and something positive at least to focus on, because I can tell you we are full of some positivity and some great scientific insights here. Now, speaking of things that throw our bodies into chaos, just like this terrible Cyclone Alfred has, stress, fear, anxiety, worry, all those emotions I'm sure a lot of Australians are feeling at the moment. Let's talk about blood sugar spikes and how they make premenstrual symptoms an absolute nightmare. My goodness, I knew so much about blood sugar, glucose, etc. Did I ever think that it might impact my menstrual health or my menstrual symptoms? No. This is absolutely mind-blowing. So if you've ever felt like, I need chocolate immediately, or you'll actually lose your mind, or 1 second you're like, you're absolutely fine, and then like 1 second later, you are irrationally mad. Like your partner or your husband is just like, what the frick happened? That's like two complete different personalities. Or maybe you're just so exhausted, like you could sleep for 12 hours, but you also can't stop scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or something like that. Then congrats. You might just be experiencing a blood sugar roller coaster. But don't worry, I've got the science and solutions. So today we are going to cover how blood sugar affects your premenstrual symptoms and period symptoms, and why those symptoms are worse than your freaking ex. The top blood sugar balancing drinks that you should sip on instead of a sugary latte, and 3 easy nutrition hacks to stabilize your hormones and feel good all month long. So go grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's get right into it. So what happens when your blood sugar spikes? Like, what happens and what does that even mean? All right, so imagine this. Imagine your body is like a toddler, and when it gets the right fuel, it's calm, it's happy, it's cooperative, it puts on its pajamas when it's meant to put on its pajamas. But when you feed it a giant bowl of like frosted sugar bombs for breakfast, that toddler is going to have a meltdown. And likelihood is at night, they're not going to put their pajamas on and they're going to have a hissy fit for like an hour. So that's basically what happens when your blood sugar spikes, okay? How it works is essentially you eat something sugary or like really high carbohydrate dense, which is also full of sugars. Think like donuts, white bread, or like a caramel frappuccino. Your blood sugar skyrockets and your body literally like freaks out because it doesn't know what to do with all of this sugar. Like your pancreas dumps a ton of insulin to get your sugar out of your blood and into your cells. And then crash time. Now your blood sugar plummets and it leaves you exhausted. It leaves you moody and irritable, and it leaves you craving more and more and more sugar. And not just the sugar in like the sugar that you put in a cake. The sugar that's in, white bread or ice cream and all of those kinds of things. When you're already dealing with like these premenstrual symptoms of cramping or headaches, etc., the blood sugar roller coaster just makes everything so much worse. So it's something that we really don't need, especially if you're suffering with bad menstrual symptoms. So if you've ever thought, why do I feel so much more like hangry, meaning you're hungry and angry, and you're angry because you're hungry, and you're hungry because you're angry, bloated, and just really emotional before your period, blood sugar is an absolutely huge culprit of this. So why does blood sugar balance make your premenstrual symptoms or PMS worse? Well, here's the deal. Your hormones and blood sugar are BFFs, literally best friends forever. When one goes wild, the other one follows. When one decides to go to the club, the other one goes to the club. When one decides to have a drink, the other one has a drink as well, even if they don't like alcohol. During the second half of your cycle, aka the luteal phase, your body is naturally more insulin resistant, meaning carbs affect you more. So you're more respondent to having some white bread or some ice cream, right? It also naturally produces less serotonin, okay? Serotonin is meant to be your happy hormone. So yes, I am telling you. For like half a month, you are going to feel like you naturally have less serotonin, which is going to make you more prone to things like mood swings, for example. It also makes you more sensitive to blood sugar crashes. When you experience a blood sugar crash, you can trigger cravings for sugar and carbohydrates. You also experience more bloating and like water retention, and you look more puffy. And you are more irritable. And you do have like larger or more often mood swings. So here's the kicker. All right. Every time you have a blood sugar spike and crash and your body releases more stress hormones, that means more cortisol, which causes more inflammation, and yet you guessed it, worse PMS symptoms. So let me say that again. Blood sugar spike, blood sugar crash. Your body releases more stress hormones. Cortisol goes up, which is your stress hormone. Inflammation goes up. And yes, your premenstrual symptoms are worse. That is a correlation that we need to understand as ladies here, and that I definitely didn't know for a very, very long time. So you're welcome. But don't worry, I'm here to tell you that you never have to eat a cookie again. I'm just kidding, don't worry. I'm not telling you that. You can definitely eat a cookie. You can definitely have some ice cream. You can definitely have some white bread. Instead, though, I'm going to give you some simple swaps to balance your blood sugar while it's still tasting amazing. That is the hack, not restriction, not cutting out the cookies or the foods that you love, but making some simple swaps that can help your body get through premenstrual symptoms, and that can make those premenstrual symptoms reduced. Less cortisol, less stress, less inflammation, less PMS symptoms, or at least a reduction in them. All right, so let's think about beverages, because I love drinks, all right? I don't know if you love like drinks in general. I'm not talking alcohol. I'm just talking like drinks in general. Blood sugar friendly beverages. I love this one. Now let's go. Let's talk drinks, ladies, because sometimes it's not just what you eat. It's what you're sipping on all day. Especially office women. Office women sip so much. I do too. I don't have my own office. Well, I actually do, but it's way too hot. But anyway, before I get too off track, here are my top PMS-friendly drinks that won't send your blood sugar on a NASA. How do you say it? Isn't NASA American? You know what I mean. The science guru place. A NASA level launch. Matcha latte. Now stick with me if you hate matcha, because I will give you some other options. I personally love matcha. Matcha is amazing. It's all trendy now, I know. But you know what? I was taking matcha way before it was a trend. The energy booster without the crash. I've told all my clients about it a long time ago. There's diagrams on the internet if you want to look at it in comparison to coffee. Matcha has L-theanine, which keeps your energy levels stable instead of spiking like coffee. It also supports your hormone balance and metabolism. And here's a bonus, it's antioxidant rich. So your skin wins as well. And no, I'm not selling you a Matcha product. I'm not sponsored by anything. This is just a science, nutritional science. So my favorite blends of matcha are with almond milk or coconut milk, even adding a touch of cinnamon as well, which can also help with your cravings, and sweeten with some like stevia or monk fruit. You can use honey, but remember honey is also very high in glucose, all right? And we're trying to get away from the blood sugar spikes, especially during your luteal phase. 2, if you don't like matcha, this one can be for you. And trust me, if you don't like it, I've got other options as well. Cinnamon and ginger tea, the cramp and sugar craving killer. Cinnamon helps stabilize your blood sugar and reduce cravings. Cinnamon is an anti-inflammatory, so is ginger. Together, they are a freaking powerhouse. Perfect for PMS, premenstrual symptom, bloating. Yeah, the water belly, the balloon belly. You can get rid of it. Bonus, it also tastes like a cozy hug. I personally love the combination of cinnamon and ginger. So good. Steep fresh ginger and cinnamon sticks in hot water if you want to be bougie with some lemon and honey. Or you could just grab cinnamon tea in those tea bags, ginger tea in the tea bags, put it into boiling water, add some honey, add some lemon juice. That's the non-bougie version. All right, number 3, protein hot chocolate. Yes, I love this one because I love getting in a decent amount of protein as well. Protein keeps you full, keeps you satiated, because we still need chocolate in our lives. Most women love chocolate, particularly at particular phases of their menstrual cycle. So cacao powder contains magnesium. Magnesium's amazing. And I actually notice the difference when I have cacao powder, especially if it's organic. I swear it's even better than a magnesium supplement. It reduces your cramps and it lowers your stress. Adding protein in also keeps your blood sugar stable and it prevents those crashes. And a bonus, it tastes like a dessert that freaking loves you back as well. So, how to make it? Very simple. Cacao powder. Chocolate protein powder, vegan or not vegan, doesn't have to be vegan. I'm not vegan, by the way. So many people think I'm vegan. I'm not vegan. I just like plant-based milks, all right? And I don't love a heap of dairy. So let me just say that again. Cacao powder, protein powder, almond milk, and a little bit of cinnamon. That's it. Heat it and enjoy. And the protein powder is usually naturally sweetened anyway. Yes, you can put protein powder in like these drinks. It actually tastes really good. All right, to finish up here, the 3 hot tips to take away. If you have listened to this episode all the way till now, then I have to give back. And to give back, I'm just going to wrap it all up for you. 3 hot tips to balance blood sugar and reduce your premenstrual symptoms. Number 1, prioritize protein and healthy fats in the morning. Now, why the fuck protein and healthy fats in the morning? Well, firstly, lots of people have sugary cereal or French toast or pancakes or some sort of bougie alternative to cereal, which is high in carbs. And we are trying to reduce these blood sugar spikes so we can reduce our menstrual symptoms. So ditch the sugary cereals and the bagels, okay? Just ditch them. Opt for eggs, avocado, or like a protein smoothie instead, especially in your luteal phase, which is where women experience premenstrual symptoms because that is your premenstrual period before your period. 2, tip number 2, stay with me. Pair carbohydrates with protein and fiber. Don't have carbohydrates on their own. Carbohydrates are things like bread, pasta, biscuits, cookies. If you're going to have them, pair them with some protein and some fiber. So if you want chocolate, have it with like some nuts, for example. Or if you want fruit, have it with some like Greek yogurt, for example. Balance is key, okay? And when you have it with fats and you have it with protein, you don't get such a high blood sugar spike, all right? And tip number 3 is to cut back on those, sorry to say stupid, but stupid sugary drinks. Get the fuck rid of those and sip on premenstrual friendly teas instead. Huge adjustment, I know, but you will thank me later. Switch like soda for herbal teas, like cinnamon, ginger, peppermint, to keep those cravings in check. Now, I know I've given you a lot of information as per usual, but if you think this episode is going to help anyone in need, do feel free to share it with a friend. Even if you don't follow the Spotify, the YouTube page, or the TikTok page, please drop me a follow. I really, really appreciate it. But before we go, I just want to send one more message of love and support to those affected by Cyclone Alfred. Please take care. Check in on your loved ones and know that my thoughts are with you, just like my thoughts are with myself at the moment, because I'm also on the Gold Coast. And for everyone listening, just remember your blood sugar affects everything. Your mood, your energy, and even your premenstrual symptoms. So next time you feel like a cranky, bloated gremlin before your period, trust me, I felt like that as well. Try swapping your usual drinks for one of these hormone-friendly options. If you love this episode, again, please share it with a friend, because we all deserve to feel our best all month long. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time.